You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into 13 News here tonight at 10. I'm Ralph Hitt.
And I'm Ariana Cohen. Melissa Bruner is on assignment. The Kansas City Royals celebrated their World Series championship today with Royals fans.
What a massive crowd. 13 Sports' Chris Lilly is here at the top of the show. That record-setting crowd and all the action. Chris?
Yes, Kansas City, Missouri has around 450,000 people that live there, and about double that number was out to cheer on the world champion Kansas City Royals, causing a lot of traffic, but even more cheers.
The first overall pick in 2006.
The Royals came marching in for their championship parade, and they walked right into a sea of blue that stretched as far as the eye can see. About 250,000 Royals fans came to the championship parade in 1985, but Royals fever must be real and it's contagious because Kansas City Mayor Sly James estimated that about 800,000 fans flooded the streets of KC to see the champs. So you had to find the nearest set of shoulders or a tree or even climb a roof to get a glimpse of the best baseball team in all of the land.
2015 World Series champions!
With all of the Royals faithful watching, Royals legend George Brett relinquished the throne to the comeback kids.
I'm the '85 World Championship team, and I've followed these guys in spring training forever. But after watching them play the last 2 years, I want to congratulate them for two things: winning the World Series in 2015 and becoming the greatest team in Kansas City Royal history. These guys are the best team ever.
And that's what brought Royals fans out to Union Station before the sun even came up.
It was amazing. I got here at 6 a.m. and people started coming in slowly, and then I took a look back. I hadn't looked back in a while, and the hills covered. It was amazing.
Amazing to see so much support.
It's overwhelming. I can only imagine for the players, but it's awesome to be a part of it.
And we'll hear more from the players later in sports. And we've brought you great coverage of the Royals in 2015. Now we're wiping off 3 decades of dust to take a look back when the Royals first took the crown. 13's Tori Mason brings you the sights and sounds of 1985.
Now, flashback to 1985. Gas was $1, Reagan was president, and for the first time in history, your Kansas City Royals were crowned World Series champions. What a time to be alive. I wasn't quite fortunate enough to be alive the last time our Kansas City Royals took the crown for the first time 3 decades ago, so I had to hit the 13 News archive room just to see how they celebrated in 1985.
It's just a couple of channels and a lot of snow.
But the Royals made it and are world champions.
George Brett waving to the crowd. That somewhere in all of that mess of confetti, I believe, is Dan Quisenberry.
Today at the White House, President Reagan and Vice President Bush had a chance to congratulate the world champion Kansas City Royals in person.
I pitched in the World Series, but I was with the Cardinals at the time. 3 games. It was the 1926 World Series, but I was doing it in 1952 in a movie.
And while Reagan isn't congratulating this group of Royals, our 2015 world champions certainly aren't lacking recognition for taking the crown yet again. Tori Mason, 13 News.
Tori and Chris, thank you. We're going to have more on those present-day World Series celebrations from Kansas City today, coming up later on 13 Sports. Let's get you up to date on some of our top stories here. It was a viewer who tipped off the 13 News desk that helped get the capture of one of Kansas's most wanted, and now the hunt for Stephen Drake is over. That viewer tipping us off to police activity before 11 this morning. Stephen Drake is 40. He was arrested around 11:30 this morning along East 100 Road, near the Kansas Turnpike. That's right alongside the Shawnee-Douglas County line. He's been booked into the Jefferson County lockup on 2 counts of aggravated interference of parental custody, aggravated assault, and child endangerment, held without bond tonight. He had allegedly been on the run with his 12-year-old son Andrew since October the 16th, when he was suspected of rear-ending his ex-wife's vehicle in a crash. Jefferson County Sheriff Jeff Herrig is saying that Drake was spotted by a highway patrol trooper at a roadside park on Highway 40 this morning. The KHP, Lawrence Police, Douglas and Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies and the KBI were all helping in the chase, and there was even use of the KHP helicopter to follow where he was. About a half an hour later, Stephen Drake Jr. gave up without incident. Andrew was with him at the time. Nobody was injured. This was the second time police had caught up with Drake, as around 5 this morning, law enforcement located and confronted Drake in the 600 block of Southeast 34th Street in Topeka. During law enforcement attempts to arrest him, he and Andrew escaped in a GMC pickup, which was recovered at the scene during Drake's arrest.
A driver was sent to the hospital after a collision at 29th and Wanamaker. At around 6 tonight, Topeka police say a driver in a green Buick ran a red light here, striking a Honda Odyssey at the intersection. Then police say the Honda struck the center median, knocking over the street sign. The driver in the green Buick was sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say more than 2 passengers were inside the Honda, and they refused medical treatment. And a 13 News viewer, Stephen Osborne, sent us this cell phone video of a truck fire on Huntoon in Wanamaker. Authorities tell 13 News the call came in around 8 tonight. No one was hurt, and the fire was quickly put under control. Gun theft from vehicles in Riley County has the Manhattan Police Department and Little Apple residents concerned. 13's Daniela Leone has the latest.
Manhattan is home to thousands of young college students, including Margent Starr. For Starr, one of her and her parents' biggest concerns is her safety, and that is why having her gun inside her car is important.
They just wanted me to have it for protection in case I ever, had a flat tire in the middle of the night and needed it, or if I was walking to my car at night and someone followed me. They just wanted me to be prepared.
But the problem is that the Riley County Police Department has seen an increase in firearm theft inside vehicles.
Started off slow, but what concerned us about it was we were not getting any other calls of burglaries. There was no reports of people rummaging through cars. There was no reports of people taking anything else other than a person had a gun in their car and it was simply missing.
According to Captain Kyle, the reason why firearms have gone missing is because people are leaving their cars unlocked, making it easy for someone to access their belongings.
So far, the trend is to see guns taken from vehicles that are unsecured. So they're unlocked, left overnight unlocked, and then the gun is taken from the vehicle.
Starr claims to always make sure that she is locking her car, and even though she hasn't had to use her gun to defend herself, she won't ever be away from it.
It's fine that it hasn't come to that situation, but it's nice to know that I'll be prepared if I ever have to use it.
Danielle Leone, 13 News.
Authorities say this trend started over the past 9 months, but can be prevented by securing both your vehicle and weapons.
On to City Hall in Topeka. Council members tonight approved to build that large aquatic center for the southwest part of the city, the first major park feature in that area in quite some time. The facility would be on some 78 acres of land that the county owns next to Topeka Fire Station 12. It'll feature 3 swimming areas with a centered bow tie pool, a big splash bucket, and water cannons. To the east of the pool, a 75-foot-long zip line would carry swimmers to an area they can drop into. County Commissioner Bob Archer has been a big champion of the project, and the county contracted with BA Green Construction for an estimated $8 million to design and build the facility with a splash pad in Dornwood Park. The council also talked over the Bartlett and West traffic study, that for the Arvonia, Huntoon, and I-470 area, and the suggested cost for those improvements is $15 million. 2 Topeka leaders submitting their retirement and resignations today, including Judge Vic Miller, retiring at the end of the year. His final day on the job will be December 18th. Public Works Director Doug Whitaker submitted his resignation as well. That'll take effect at the end of this month. Vic Miller began as a city court judge 4 years ago. He's a longtime former council member and county commissioner. While Doug Whitaker's accepted the Public Works job with Shawnee, Kansas. He's been with the city for 2 years now.
Body cameras were the topic of discussion at the State House today. The Joint House-Senate Committee on Corrections and Juvenile Justice Oversight heard testimonies for the statewide use of body cameras. Shawnee County law enforcement already utilizes body cameras, and former Police Chief Ed Klump says officers aren't opposed to wearing them. Klump says the holdup for making these devices statewide is the cost, which is an estimated $10,000 per officer. Authorities in Lyon County need your help in identifying the person who vandalized Emporia High School, and we're on your side with this story. Authorities believe the crime occurred in the morning of October 12th. The unknown man seen here in this picture spray painted graffiti on several surfaces at Emporia High School. The man was dressed in gray jeans and a blue windbreaker. The man also rode a skateboard to and from the area. If you have any information at all, you can call Lyon County Crime Stoppers at 342-2273, and a $1,000 reward is being offered. And we're on your side when it comes to helping you keep your family healthy. Tomorrow is National Eating Healthy Day. The American Heart Association wants all of us to take simple steps to change eating habits. More than 2/3 of American adults and 1 in 3 children and teens are overweight or obese. And we have ways you can register at WIBW.com.
Well, voters in Ohio tonight have rejected legalizing marijuana in the Buckeye State, and we promised you we'd keep you updated on the results of that here at 13. It was issue 3 on the ballot for Ohio voters, which would have allowed about 10 companies around their state to grow and sell to manufacturers and retail stores, but not to individual customers. Ohio would have become the first state in the Midwest to approve medical and recreational use of pot, and would have joined Colorado, California, Washington, and Washington, D.C., as well as Oregon and Alaska. Was there an explosion on that Russian plane crashing last weekend over Egypt? The latest information on that tops our 1-minute look at world news tonight. No clear picture tonight of what happened to the doomed Russian passenger jet, which broke apart over the Sinai Peninsula. No signs of an explosive impact on the crash victims' bodies, as Russian media has reported. A terror attack by ISIS is being heavily discounted in a wide range of theories on what caused the tragedy, killing 224 people. American car safety regulators are fining Takata, the Japanese airbag maker, for botching its recall of airbag inflators. The fine is a whopping $200 million. The airbags are tied to at least 7 American driver deaths in the U.S. In Chicago, Carla Lee is pleading, "Put the guns down, please." Her 9-year-old son, Tyshawn, was shot and killed in a gunfight yesterday in a Chicago alley. He was hit in the head and neck by gunshots after a fight broke out between an unknown number of people. Tyshawn's father is called by Chicago PD a known gang member, and he's not cooperating. And that's our World Minute for tonight. And now we move right on to the weather, Ariana.
Yeah, how's it looking outside, Jeremy?
Hi, Ralph, Ariana. We are expecting to see a warm day again tomorrow, and then a chance of thunderstorms in the area on Thursday. Some of the storms Thursday may be strong. Some small hail and strong winds are certainly possible. Let's see what's going on out there now. We are expecting to see a mild morning at the bus stop in the 50s. Average lows for this time of the year would be in the 30s, so not terrible at 7:30 in the morning. South winds at 10 to 15, and by the afternoon that temperature should top out in the lower to mid 70s for many of us. South winds gusting 15 to 30 miles per hour. So a breezy day tomorrow, but temperatures still warm for this time of the year. Outside now, the Capitol Federal Sky Cam on Quinton Heights Hill, looking over toward the Kansas Expo Center. No rain in the area, none expected tonight. Our high was 71. Not record setting, but certainly well above normal. Look at this record low, 10 back in 1966. So it can get extremely cold this time of the year. Today was not one of those, and the winds are still remaining strong from the south in Concordia now, 38 miles per hour. This stiff breeze in place will keep our temperatures up overnight. It was 80 this afternoon in Manhattan. That was the warmest temperature we could find, and right now our temperatures are still ahead of an average daytime high for this time of the year in many locations. The coolest spots are Lawrence and Emporia at 59 degrees apiece. Capitol Federal Live Storm Tracker showing dry conditions here. The closest precipitation is way over here in parts of Colorado, Wyoming up into Montana, and there is snow falling in parts of Idaho and Montana tonight, some of it fairly heavy in the higher elevations. No snow coming our way anytime soon, but cooler air and certainly a chance of rain. Mid-70s tomorrow. Low 70s on Thursday with the cold front moving through. And look at the drop in temperatures behind the front. We'll see temperatures falling off to the 50s, even 40s after 5 or 6 p.m. on Thursday. Now, as the cold front moves in, it will bring a chance of rain. If you're heading out to the Wildcats game, it starts at 6:30 p.m. at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Right now, we're showing the cold front very close to there around game time. So a couple of miles east of Bill Snyder Family Stadium, maybe by 6, but certainly a chance of thunderstorms and even strong storms on Thursday evening around our area. Tonight, 58 cloudy, mild, maybe some fog in the morning, 77 tomorrow. We do encourage you to drive carefully tomorrow during the day. The People's Insurance Road Risk Index is yellow for tomorrow. That means just use some extra caution. Slow down if you're driving a high-profile vehicle, especially like an RV or a SUV. If you're going an east-west highway, those crosswinds certainly can be tricky to drive in. Thursday, we have the storms in 70, and then Friday, 59, and then morning lows in the 30s on Saturday and Sunday. We've been spoiled with the warmth the last few days, but this weekend, have the coat ready for up early.
Okay.
I like being spoiled.
Yes, 70s and 50s, not bad.
That's right.
Not bad.
50s are good. We love it. Okay. Our good kid is sharing the warmth in her own special way, and we will meet Brooklyn coming up next.
And it was a Centennial League matchup in the boys state soccer tournament. Later, sports will see if Washburn Rural can come off the field victorious.
You're watching 13 News at 10 with Melissa Bruner and Ralph Hipp. 13 News, Kansas News Leader. You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
Compassion, kindness, and empathy.
That is how her teacher at Pauline Central describes our good kid, Brooklyn Rutherford. At age 7, she's already showing the difference she can make in students' lives at Pauline Central. And she began by setting up this stand at her mom's garage sale. While you might have thought she'd be raising a little money for herself, this sign reads, "She is raising money to buy coats and clothes for children at my school." How awesome is that? And nice sign there, Brooklyn. Her sign and her smile helped her raise $250, and with that money she bought socks, underwear, shoes, and coats for classmates. Maybe Coats for Classmates would be the name of her event. Would you like to do that, Brooklyn? Just call it that if she does it again for Christmas. We salute you, Brooklyn, for the nice thing you did there, our good kid, Brooklyn Rutherford, for this week.
Very sweet girl.
She is a great, great looking smile. You are awesome. Coming up, a big Centennial League matchup on the soccer pitch, getting the state quarterfinals going.
Plus, more from the Kansas City Royals World Series Championship Parade today. That's next in 13 Sports.
Sports with Chris Lilly.
Hello everyone. Earlier we saw the hundreds of thousands of Kansas City Royals fans that showed up to see the World Series Championship Parade. And here's the best of what the champs had to say to the fans.
This is a day like none of us have ever seen before, and we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. This group grew up together. This group won championships in AA. This group won championships in AAA, and what they wanted most was to come to this city for you fans and win a world championship for you guys. We celebrate that here today.
Thank you to be the best fan in the world.
And all I gotta say is that we had a trick up our sleeve too, and it's called World Series Champs.
The whole league. Sorry, guys, not on our team. But we beat that guy, too. Do you know why we beat him? Because all y'all people had our backs. And Dayton Moore put this team together. And Yost delivered it by being a captain of the ship. Y'all want to be politically correct? I'm the unpolitically correct person. We whooped their
And the crowd erupted, and one baseball commemorates the Royals all-star players here I'm showing you, and it's complete with a team photo of them taken in Cincinnati in July. Only 5,000 of these have been made, and they're priced at $69.95, and all of the proceeds benefit the Boys and Girls Club. The other is a salute to the World Series champs with the 2015 World Series logo. Fans can call either 1-800-345-2868 or visit www.nicosports.com. We'll have that online as well. And it was a Centennial League matchup in the quarterfinals of the boys state soccer tournament tonight, with the Manhattan Indians going up against Washburn Rural. And it was at Washburn Rural. And no score early in the second half. The Junior Blues get the ball centered, and it pinballs around a bit before Braden White takes a shot. That goes just outside the post and back the other way. Manhattan's Benjamin Turnley gets a good look at it, but Hickel is there to make the stop. Nice save. And then nearly through the half, long throw by Ross Boyd gets flicked towards the net. And Manhattan can't clear it, and Jake Medley comes sliding into your screen to get the goal. And that would be the difference maker because it would be the only goal of the game. Washburn Rural, they move on to the Final Four, winning 1-0. They play in Olathe Friday night. And it's getting colder, which means the football games are getting more meaningful. Starting with high school football, the playoffs here in Kansas began tonight in Sabetha, played Centralia, and the Blue Jays with the dominant performance, winning 42-7. And Silver Lake blanked Pleasant Ridge 49-0. They play Sabetha on Saturday. Also, Nemaha Central faced Riverside, and they would win 56-12. And Rossville Bulldogs, the same score as Silver Lake, 49-0, and they will face each other on Saturday as well with a battle of the unbeatens, both 10-0. And that's it for sports. Ralph and Ariana, back to you.
Great job, guys. Chris, you're done, buddy. Throw your mic off into the crowd.
Drop the
like
mic.
Johnny Gomes did. All right. Well, and our time is almost up, and we'll be back with the weather again for you right after this.
This is your 13 weather forecast.
Temperatures tonight will drop into the upper 50s, and then tomorrow another warm day for early November, easily in the 70s. Here's what we have out there overnight: 58 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Some of the gusts will still be 20 or 25 miles per hour at times. Tomorrow, high of 77. South winds gusting to 30, but a very warm day for this time of the year. 70 on Thursday, chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. Some of those could be strong, then turning much colder behind a cold front on Friday. High just 59, then 30s for the morning lows on the weekend.
Thanks, Jeremy. And on to checking the web. The highest court in the state of Kansas has approved new child support guidelines. You can read the changes in our story on WIBW.com and the 13 News app. There's an order to boil the water in Council Grove. Information on that for you in Morris County. And children who grab prescription medications. It's an accidental, dangerous mix in the Mom's Everyday section of WIBW.com.
And we leave you tonight with this. The Train and family transformed these hay bales on their property into a baseball, the Royals logo, and of course the crown. The hay bales were first decorated as minions for Halloween, but then transformed into their current state shortly after the Royals won the World Series. Angela Trainin said people started honking and stopping by to take photos before the paint was dry. And Angela said she couldn't make it to today's parade, so this was another way for her family to celebrate. Pretty cool.
That is so awesome. I got a text from my daughter. She tried to brave that crowd, Ariana.
And did she?
And get in there. You know, we're going to find out if there were actually 1 million people there.
Yes, yeah.
She said she was so disappointed. She said, Dad, I didn't see a thing. That's why you're watching on TV.
A lot of people felt that way.
Watch it on 13 News. A lot of them didn't see a thing, but just to be there, and what a day. And that's our day of news coverage here on 13 News. Ariana, you in for Melissa again tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow.
Right. Stephen Colbert is next on The Late Show, so don't go away. We'll see you again here on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Get the latest news, weather, and sports at WIBW.com or follow WIBW on Twitter, Facebook, and our mobile app. WIBW TV is proud to be named the 2015 Heartland Regional Emmy Award winner for Evening Newscast.